If you chilling in the bed with nothing to do, get up. It's time for a night with Nue.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh.
Welcome to the dark side of Nue. Dark side, dark side, dark side. Dark Side of Nue is a Patreon exclusive. Head on over to patreon.com/NueVerNation for a new episode every Friday. Let's get dark. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to Nights with Nue podcast. I am your host, Nueva. Y'all already know that. We're going to go and jump right into things. I would like to start off by saying happy Pride to everyone that is a part of the LGBTQ plus community. I love y'all. Pride is actually not something that I have outwardly ever really discussed or whatever the case may be. I know that I'm a part of the community. I'm the T. So what's new with Nue? So if y'all remember in a previous episode, I was telling y'all about when I first moved up here and then I had an issue with my car. They were supposed to have reached out to me 2 days later to be able to finish completing my car and stuff for me. Well, as of today specifically, it has been exactly 3 weeks and they still have not called me. They have not called me yet to let me know hey, Miss Ma'am, the part here, bring your car so we can fix it. But also my door is still open, and so cheers for that. So everything is still going fine, I guess. Nothing too major, nothing real new is going on with me. As soon as I moved here, I had reached out to try to find me a PCP, a primary care physician. I made an appointment after they was able to see me. When it came to the appointment, they asked me what would you like to, what are you here for, this, that, and that. I just want to establish a relationship, with you all and also possibly get tested. I am someone who likes to stay on top of my sexual health. I personally go get tested every 3 to 4 months, whether I am sexually active or not. I do recommend to anyone who is out there boot knocking, bumping, and grinding that you go out there and have some type of regimen with your sexual health. Even if I'm not sexually active, I just do it just to stay in the just to stay on top of it, because you just never know. Although it has been quite some time, I still like to know what I got going on. So I, because it was a new facility or whatnot for me, of course, they went through all of the preliminaries and stuff. And then, of course, during the course of that conversation, me being a trans woman came out, because of course they're going to ask you what medications are you on, this, that, and the third. What bothered me was how insensitive she was when it came to me about my transition. I don't know if they teach respectability policies or stuff like that when it comes to being a doctor. I don't know. But I just feel like as modern as medicine is today, I would think that all doctors at least know something surface level about the trans community. Maybe not. So I was letting her know hey, I want to get tested. I would like to go and establish a full panel with you all. So that we can go and get the chart stuff situated and go and get, And so once it was established that I was trans, she started going over my medical history and this, that, and the third. And I remember mentioning to her that I had received a mammogram last year sometime. And she paused and was like, wait a minute. Are you genetically man? Are you genetically male or female? If I've already told you that I'm a trans woman. So anyway, I was like, I'm a trans woman. I was born male. And she said, okay, so why would you go and get a mammogram done? I thought that was, for one, ignorant. Outside of the trans issue, there are biological men who identify as men that can get breast cancer. Come on now. Like, why are we doing it? But I was like, well, ma'am, I got breasts. I have breasts. Not only do I have breasts, but the breasts that I do have are natural breasts. These are breasts that I grew. I didn't buy these. And that's not a dig or shade to anybody who have purchased breasts before. I just have natural breasts. So like, yeah, I got a mammogram. First of all, the doctor told me to go get a mammogram done. I did have a breast cancer scare when I did go get the mammogram. They seen some abnormalities in my tissue at the time. They was like, the tissue was dense, this, that, and the third. Long story short, when I got some double checks with that, everything ended up being fine. Thank God for that. But yeah, like, she was very insensitive, and it kind of made me feel like unease. I'm not gonna lie. So then when it came to me getting tested, she was like, what do you want? I wanted a full panel. So I was like, I want to do oral swab. I would like to do a swab for the lower regions. I also want to do urine and blood. Test me for everything. And so when it came time to do the swabs, she came in. She went and got 2 other people. So it was 3 people in the room with me. I'm not going to lie. Like I just told y'all, prior to me moving here, I go and get tested every 3 months or so anyway. I've never been tested and had that many people in the room. I'm not gonna lie, especially when it comes to doing a swab. Also, any other time I've ever gotten tested, like to do swabs and stuff, they just let me swab myself. And I believe she was curious as to what my furniture was looking like what I had going on up under my dress. So she was like, yeah, take off all of your clothes, put this on. Never have done that. She was like, take all your clothes, I'll put this on, I'll be back. She came back with 2 other people, a man and a woman. And then she was like, okay, turn over to the wall. And then I'm going to get an anal swab of yours. Let me backtrack. Before that happened, the guy physician that came in, he was like, hey, so, I'm pretty sure that, because you're a man that, you have sex anally and stuff, right? So yeah, we're gonna swab your anus. We're gonna get an anal swab from you, okay? Just to make sure. I was like, okay, that's all right because I'm a man. Okay. Once I got naked and put the gown on and stuff, I turned to the wall. She lifted the gown and then she said this. She said, wait a minute. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you genetically male or female? Y'all figure that out yourself. I was like, so I just feel like to be somebody that's in the healthcare field, to be that ignorant on situations like that, like why when you finally see me naked and you look in between my legs, you're still confused as to whether I'm a male or female or not, when I have told you out of my own mouth that I'm a trans woman. Now, I know that a lot of people are confused that's not in the healthcare field. I see people in comments or on posts and stuff that call trans women trans men. That's incorrect. I'm only doing this for the sake of pride because I'm a trans woman, born a boy, transitioned into a woman. A trans man was born a girl, transitioned into a man. So like people that be calling us trans men, that's kind of crazy. I'm not a trans man, I'm a trans woman. She said, are you genetically male or female? I said, I was born male, I'm trans woman. And so she was like, okay. So then she had to go get another swab because they did 2. After that, they all left out. She came back. She was like, all right, you good to go. I'm like, hold up. What you mean good to go? I told you I wanted a full panel. You did all that invasive stuff, want to see what was between my legs. You haven't done an oral swab. You haven't taken the blood. And you also haven't taken my urine, right? So then she was like, oh, okay. Let me go back and get another swab. So she went and got another test thing to do the oral. Gave it to me so I could do that myself. You could have gave me the other one so I could have did my other ones myself as well. Then she was like, all right, you good to go. I'm like, hold up. Once again, I want a urine sample. I want to get my urine tested, and I would like to get my blood tested as well. Okay, look, if you want to do that, you could just go down to the lab. The lab is downstairs. Da 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 da. Why didn't I go to the lab to get all of this testing done? Now, I do know that all facilities are different. I know all facilities are different, but every other place that I've ever been, I go to the lab to get it all done, to get all of the samples. Like, they do the urine, they do the blood, they do the sweat. Like, all of that happens like in the same generalized area. So I'm saying that to play devil advocate for them. So maybe they do operate differently. Maybe they do the swabbing and stuff in the office, and then you go to the lab to get everything. And if that is the case, I apologize for it. But I believe that it was really an issue because you was just trying to, like, you was giving me all of that. You get what I'm saying? So long story short, I wasn't really feeling the best. It kind of knocked my confidence off a little bit. I did feel a little violated. I didn't feel safe and protected with them afterwards or anything like that. And so I had a conversation with a friend of mine. I told him what happened, and then he was like, "Nunu, why did you not go to the Pride Clinic?" I said, "Pride Clinic, I never heard of it. I didn't know nothing about it." He was like, "Oh, I thought you knew." If I just moved here, how would I know about a Pride Clinic? Mind you, every place I've ever lived on, I've never known of a Pride Clinic specifically. I will like to give this state their hand claps for that. Kudos to y'all for having a place for us to feel more safe and protected and not feel so vulnerable and exposed, because I felt extremely exposed in that place. And I do feel like they was kind of making a, like, I can't find the word, mockery is not the word, a spectacle. I do feel like they was making a spectacle out of me there. That as soon as he told me about it, I did call, found the Pride Clinic, made an appointment. So I went to go see them yesterday, which has been like a month and a half ago since the first initial appointment. Went there yesterday, met with them. Everything was very nice. We discussed everything. They asked me about my history, got my medications and stuff together as far as like my hormone replacement therapy. They asked me about my mental, referred me to therapists and stuff to be able to talk about my mental health. They scheduled me with a dentist. They did a lot. They did a lot, and I really appreciated them for that. Also, I guess because I'm a new patient, even though I've been on hormones for forever now, she had to go through this through the waiver of, like, basically like I'm a new patient getting on hormones for the first time. So she had to go and read the long list of the effects of estrogen, which I'm very well aware of already because I've been on estrogen for so long. I kind of wanted to ask her to print that out for me so that I could read it to y'all. I like when I know what I'm talking about and things that I say be validated by science and stuff, but it's okay. We're not even gonna go there. We're gonna see how things go from now with them. I'm happy with my new doctor and stuff. I do feel pretty confident with them. Now it's your chance for you to tell me what had happened. Make sure you send all of your messages to NightsWithNue@gmail.com, NightsWithNue@gmail.com. Try to keep the messages to a minimum. All of your different stories and things that you want to see broadcasted here on Nights with Nue, send it to me because I really want to know what had happened. This segment is Be Honest. In the spirit of Pride Month, I would like to know, are you transphobic or anti-trans or whatever? Like, is that something that you don't agree with, that you are against, this and third? This is going to be an open conversation. All of your opinions are valid and matter if you are in a space that you would like to learn and grow from. So I would like to hear your thoughts about everything that we're discussing in the comments so that we can have an open dialogue about these things. I'm pretty sure that on the internet right now, everybody has seen the conversation between T.S. Madison and Miss Nene Leakes or whatever. And I would like to kind of chime in on that, not necessarily what happened with them specifically, but just like in a general sense, when it comes to me. When it comes to my transition and my walk in womanhood, I am one of the girls who say that I feel like I am literally only a woman to myself. It's really like a safety net and a safety blanket for me to not put myself in situations where I'm feeling offended and stuff like that. Although I am human, so when somebody disrespects me or makes me feel disrespected or invalidates my existence or walks around to like make me feel like something is wrong with me, it do hurt. It might sting a little bit, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm only a woman to myself. That does not mean that I would garner like disrespect from other people. So like if you are someone that's occupying my space, you have to address me how I would like to be addressed, just out of respect, because I would do you the same way. I am very well aware that there are plenty of people who probably she, her, and hers me and knew me to my face, but he, him, me behind my back and things like that. I'm very aware that people do those types of things. I don't think it's cool. I will say this. What bothers me the most about people that have things to say about alternative people or alternative things in general, kind of just stay away from it. I don't understand that how all of the people that have so much negative things to say about trans people on the internet are always in their comments. How are you always somewhere consuming this type of content? How come you're always somewhere in the neighborhood of it? That's kind of crazy to me. I think that's insanity, to be honest. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with. There's a lot of things that make me feel uncomfortable for whatever the reason. And because of that, I just stay away from it. I don't always dig into somewhere and trying to chime in and throw my opinions and my 3 or 4 cents in it. But that's just me. One of the bigger topics also, if men that date trans women, like what are they? Are they gay or this situation? Like, I will say this. I very much so am big on gay men date men. I've never dated a man that identified as gay. There has never been a man that has identified as being a homosexual that has ever like wanted me in a romantic way at all. Every man, from my own personal experience, every man that I have ever dealt with always identified as straight. That's just how they identify, okay? This is what I believe to be true. That any man's initial attraction to any woman is from a place of straightness, whether it's trans or you're a biological woman. I know for a fact if I'm walking, as I am today, walking down the street and a man pulls over to say something to me, or a man blows his horn at me, or a man stops to get my attention and ask me for my number, it's because he saw a woman walking down the street. And he came with the pretense of having a conversation with a woman. I know that to be true. It's not because he stopped me because I was a handsome dude in a dress. That's just not the reality of it. For me, from my own experiences. But I will say this. If a man is attracted to a trans woman, does that make him gay? My short answer is no. When it's initial, when you're talking about just the attraction, what attracted you to someone, what drew you to them. But I do think, and I will believe like that once they know that you are trans and they still kind of be on go about it, they're like, okay, that's fine, it's cool. Maybe that's up for debate. I'll put a question mark over my head about that. To make me feel better in the world, I would love to feel like a man that wants me is 100% straight, because I feel like I'm a woman 100%. You know what I mean? But I do know that when it comes to the biological community, whether they are men or women, people that think about trans people are always hyper focused on our genitalia and like what we do have between our legs. And I just know that that's not always the case. There are different conversations that I'll probably get into on my Patreon show about like the differences between certain men that are trans attracted, yeah, we'll talk about it on Patreon. In a general sense, like the initial attraction, though, I think any man that comes up to me is he came up to me because he saw a woman. Also, I will say this too: there is a such thing as a trans aesthetic. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that biological women are out here attempting to look like trans women. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. Okay. But I am one of the trans women who feel like if as a biological woman, you're already there. You don't need to do anything to yourself. You're perfect the way that you already are. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to nip and tuck and enhance and stuff, do that. Fine. But there's going to be an extra level of things that come along with that. When you are someone like myself who was born a man, I have to a certain degree, born male and want to transition into this beautiful woman that I am. Stuff had to be done. And so like if you are a biological woman and you're getting the same types of works that I might be getting to achieve womanhood for me, the aesthetic, the lines get blurred and the aesthetic sometimes end up being the same. I know it probably seems a little tricky, but with those types of things, if me and you both are walking around having the exact same type of aesthetic, at the base of it all, we will attract the same type of men. Attraction, in my opinion, is just the surface of it though, y'all. I'm not talking about what would happen in the bedroom. You get what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of men who would come up to me, give me my tens, and then once he know my tea because I tell him, then he's like, you know what, you pretty, but I don't go. I ain't with it. I'm not gonna go. That's okay. I am not the trans woman that think that all men are gay. I don't believe that every man is DL. I don't believe that every man is trans attracted. Okay? But I will say this though, if there is a situation where a man is aroused, if he gonna go, he just gonna go. To be honest with you, a man will put a cantaloupe in the microwave and warm it up for 10 seconds and stick his yay in there and play. So, you know, take that how you want to. This ain't nothing against women at all when it comes to me. I love y'all. I promise you, it's no hate, it's no competition. I do believe that when you do come across other trans people that say hurtful things to women, it be for one or two reasons. It's coming from trauma. It's becoming because they always feel like they on fight or flight when it comes to women. And for two, because a man done said something to them, okay? I have a friend that is a femboy. A femboy is a gay man that's kind of feminine presenting, kind of blurring the lines between like what a butch queen is and what a trans woman is. But like, you know, he wears makeup, he wears nails, his hair is long, you know. So I do think on the surface, people would think he's trans, but he's not. He had shared in our group chat the other day this conversation between him and this guy. The guy was trying to like get at him or whatnot. And long story short, my friend turned down his advances. The guy was trying to convince my friend, you know, that he wanted him and why he wanted him. And basically what he had said was, real women can't get it hard sometimes. And trans women can't get it hard either. So you should be thankful, or he was like, you should be proud to know that, you know, you killing it out here. Like you got it to where like you turn me on and stuff like that. Foolishness. That's bull crap. That's foolishness. That was just something that he was trying to say to get what he wanted from my friend. But I'm saying all that to say, I do feel like when it comes to the war of it all between all of us, gay men, biological women, and trans women, is about a man. I do think that men are the common denominator. And the main reason why there are so many people out here that have these thoughts and opinions and things that they know to be true for them, it be because a man done fed them that stuff. Seriously, you know what I'm saying? There are people out here, there are unattractive women out here that think that they hot shit and fine as hell. because they validate their womanhood and things like that by the amount of men that they can obtain or the type of men that they obtain. You get what I'm saying? And I just want to let y'all know that we all fuckable. They will have every last one of us. It all depends on who told you yes first. You get what I'm saying? So like there are unattractive people. There are people out here who are not visually appealing that think that they hot shit literally just because a man done told them that they hot shit. I sat back and seen women getting into it with each other. And by women, I'm talking about all of us, trans women and biological women alike. Anytime I hear women arguing with each other, a lot of the time, it's always, oh, your man wanted me, or you mad because your man this, or you saying I'm ugly, bitch, I get plenty of niggas. Or it's always something like that. And it's like, girl, that don't mean nothing. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the time, if he had you, it's because you said, yeah, you let him. If he didn't have me, it's because I said no. If he didn't have her, it's because she was like, no. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it don't make you a better person. Got a brand or idea that you want to have more traction to? Go on and book with Nue. Email me at NightsWithNue@gmail.com so that we can discuss my sponsored packages. It doesn't matter what you got going on. If you sell soap, if you make socks, sell hair, whatever the case might be, go on and send it to me. And we can go from there, okay? Once again, that is NightsWithNue@gmail.com. This is going to be a little quick story kind of back when I was dancing. It was a situation where it was a guy came in. I'm not going to lie. He was probably like 5'10", 5'11", a little brighter skinned than me. Kind of had like a stocky build. He was handsome, had waves, nice smile, very, very handsome guy. And when he came to the club, as soon as he walked in and saw me, he kind of locked eyes and kind of like hit straight line directly to me. He came, he was like, you know what, oh, you so pretty, you so this, you so that. But what he wanted to do was something extracurricular with me outside of dancing. Now, this is no shade to any of the girls that dance in the club, but when I was a dancer, I came to the club to just dance, okay? Mind you, once again, this is no shade, and I also don't see anything wrong with selling Girl Scout cookies. What I do see something wrong with is people that sell Girl Scout cookies at the club. If you gonna sell your gym, stay at home and do it, or get you a hotel room and do it. But to come to the club where we're supposed to be selling a fantasy and you're actually giving it away or selling it or whatever, whatnot, that's crazy, because how can the girls that's selling the fantasy compete with it? Like, that's crazy to me. He wanted to do some extracurricular things. But not only did he want to do some extracurricular things, he wanted to do extracurricular things to you for $30. I, for one, don't sell Girl Scout cookies at the club. And for two, they ain't sure wasn't finna do it for $30. I had already turned him down. He came up to me first. Throughout the whole duration of the night, I seen him go from girl to girl to girl to girl to girl to girl to girl, dancer to dancer to dancer to dancer to dancer. Midway towards the end of the night, he was with one of the girls. He ended up with holding the hand of one of the girls that's not visually appealing. I'm gonna be honest. She not the best looking. I can compare her face to one of the California raisins. If you know, you know. I don't know if my younger audience knows what a California raisin is, but if not, y'all Google the California raisins. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She looks like that in the face. Very, very po-hearted. And it was so funny how this handsome guy, because like I said, he was handsome. He was walking around. He was walking through the club holding hands with her. And she had just this like look on her face, y'all. When she walked by us, the way she kind of like looked us all up and down like, yeah. Like she really felt like she did something, because she felt like she got picked by an attractive man. Mind you, if you are focusing on what a man look like in a strip club, you shouldn't be stripping away. But I seen him carry her all the way. They held hands all the way to the bathroom. And I'm going to assume that they did what he wanted to do with me and for $30. I'm just automatically going to assume that because I seen he started with me and he went from girl to girl to girl to girl. He ended up with you and you went in that bathroom with him like a fool. And we're all laughing at you. We're all laughing at you. She would like, you could just tell from her body language, the facial expressions and stuff that she was giving, that she really felt like she was that girl because she felt like, look, he picked me. He didn't pick you though. You're just the only one that said, yeah. He went from girl to girl. And I'm pretty sure that we all were like, what? No. And he found somebody that said, yeah. And you validated yourself. You found validation in that. Extreme situation, like when it comes to stripping, that applies to real life too. There are so many women that in the real world that validates their existence because a man did it for them. No, you got to find it in yourself. You got to know that you that girl regardless. If another man never touches me for the rest of my life, I still know I'm NightsWithNue. I still know I'm that girl. I still know the power that I possess, the energy that I hold. I know for a fact that I'm the goddess that I am. Regardless, you hear what I'm saying? When it comes to the transphobia situation or the anti-trans thing, I don't necessarily have a problem with people that have a problem with it or with me. What I don't like is, like I said earlier, you're always trying to occupy the same spaces that I'm at, or thinking that because I am trans, that I am not deserving of certain things. That's what I don't like. I don't like the people that feel like because I am trans that I don't deserve to have basic human rights, or that I don't deserve to have nice things, or that I don't deserve to be loved, or I don't deserve to have a place to stay, or deserve to have a job, or deserve, you know what I'm saying, because of that. There have been plenty of jobs that I have lost because I'm trans and stuff like that, because somebody said that, people felt uncomfortable working with me and stuff like that, which is so weird, because why are you uncomfortable working with me when we're all supposed to be in here focusing on our work anyway? Why are you over there keep looking over here at what the dog doing? Anyway, we all can be able to coexist together. We all should learn to respect each other a lot more, and if you feel certain ways about stuff, it's best to look deep down inside and understand why you feel that way, okay? The main reason why a lot of women would not want a man who has ever been with a trans woman is because at the end of the day, we are men to y'all. And I'm going to be honest, it is what it is at this point. It kind of is what it is. Like I said, I know that I'm only a woman to myself. I know that for a fact. So it's if it's a situation where you prefer to have a man that has only been with biological women, that's actually your preference, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't. But like I said, I know it's because it's one of those at the end of the day conversations. I'm not speaking for every woman. I do know that there are some women out there that genuinely see me and respect me for the woman that I am. And I love y'all for that. You get what I'm saying? But the ones that don't, I love y'all too just the same. I don't genuinely care. But also, just because you don't, that don't mean that you can come and call me a man, tell people that I'm a man, call me out of my name, disrespect me, or anything like that. I don't like that. The best thing that you could do for yourself and for me is just stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna be all in your face either. Because I can read energy, I can feel vibes and stuff like that anyway. If you have a problem, you can tell. It's something that you could tell early on. I can feel the energy, I can feel it. So I'll keep my distance and stuff like that from you anyway. So much more other things that's going on in the world right now, y'all, that we could or should and need to be focusing on, rather than where people are using the bathroom at, who people are having sex with, and things of that nature. I will say this though, if you are sexually active, please get on top of your sexual health, okay? I don't care if you're married. Go get tested. If Talk to your doctor about PrEP and PEP. Those are not just drugs for the LGBTQ plus community, okay? If you are anybody that is out there sexually active, go get tested, okay? We all, ladies, we are all literally a dick away from catching anything. Having a baby is not the worst thing that can happen, okay? Thankfully, there are things out here. I don't think that having like diagnoses of certain things is the end of the world like it used to be. But why even go through even having to get it if you can prevent it, okay? And don't think that finding out that your man likes to play behind the bushes is the gateway to HIV and AIDS, because it's not the only way, okay? Be on top of your health at all times, because your body is your body. It belongs to you. You should have power over all of it, okay? Go get tested. Go get tested. That's about it for me, y'all. Good night.